Why you can only taste sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. Have you ever wondered why your tongue can only recognize a few specific flavors? Why is it that we can taste sweetness in fruit, saltiness in snacks, bitterness in coffee, and the rich umami of meat, but we don't taste things like plastic, metal, or wood? What makes our taste system so selective? Why are there only 5 basic tastes and not dozens, or even hundreds? To answer this, we need to take a deep dive into human biology, evolution, neuroscience, and food chemistry. Let's start with the basics. Human taste is primarily detected through taste buds located on the tongue, roof of the mouth, and upper throat. Each taste bud is a cluster of taste receptor cells, and each cell is responsible for detecting a specific kind of molecule. When those molecules bind to the receptors, they send electrical signals to the brain, which then interprets the sensation as taste. Despite the complexity of this system, humans only perceive 5 core tastes: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. Everything else we associate with flavor actually comes from our sense of smell, touch, temperature, and even pain. Each of the 5 tastes we can detect serves a critical survival function. Sweet tells us that a food is high in sugar, which means quick energy. Salt indicates the presence of sodium, an essential mineral for nerve and muscle function. Sourness typically indicates acidity and can help us recognize underripe or spoiled foods. Bitterness warns us of potentially toxic or harmful compounds. And umami is a marker for amino acids, the building blocks of protein. But what about all those other things we experience while eating and drinking? The spicy burn of chili, the cooling sensation of mint, the metallic aftertaste from drinking from a can Wai-dan tea? We taste those the same way we taste sweetness or bitterness? The answer is that many of these sensations aren't really tastes at all. They are the result of chemesthetic responses, our body's ability to sense chemical stimuli that are not processed by taste buds. For example, when you eat a hot pepper, you're not tasting the heat, you're feeling it. The chemical compound capsaicin activates pain receptors in your mouth. Similarly, menthol, found in mint, activates cold-sensitive receptors, giving that cooling feeling. These sensations enhance the flavor experience, but they're not true tastes. So then, why don't we have taste receptors for more things? Why not have a metallic taste bud or a rubber flavor receptor? From an evolutionary perspective, the 5 basic tastes are enough. They helped our ancestors detect food that was rich in nutrients or avoid dangerous substances. There was no biological advantage to developing receptors for things like metal or plastic, because these aren't natural food sources, and provided no survival benefit. Evolution tends to favor efficiency. Our bodies develop only what is needed for survival and reproduction. Anything unnecessary tends to be lost or never developed in the first place. Now let us talk a bit more about smell and its crucial role in how we perceive flavor. When you chew food, it releases aromatic compounds that travel to the nose through a passage in the back of your throat. Your olfactory system then analyzes these molecules, sending signals to your brain that help complete the flavor experience. That's why food seems bland when you have a cold. Your taste buds are working fine, but your nose isn't contributing, and your brain has less information to work with. This interplay between taste and smell is why we can tell the difference between a grape and a strawberry. Even though both are sweet, their tastes might be similar, but their aromas are completely different. Interestingly, your brain doesn't treat taste and smell as separate senses when it comes to eating. It blends them into a unified perception called flavor. This integration is so seamless that we often don't even realize how much we rely on our noses when we eat. Let's also explore how genetics plays a role in taste. Different people have different sensitivities to certain tastes due to variations in their taste receptor genes. Some people are extremely sensitive to bitter compounds, a trait known as supertasting. They might find foods like Brussels sprouts, kale, or strong coffee unpleasantly bitter. Others are non-tasters, who might enjoy stronger, more intense flavors because they perceive them as milder. There's also cultural influence. What we learn to like or dislike is often shaped by what we re-exposed to growing up. In some cultures, bitter and sour flavors are prized, while in others, sweet and salty dominate. This shows that while our biology provides the foundation, our experience and environment build upon it. Our ability to taste changes over time as well. Infants tend to prefer sweet tastes. which is understandable since milk is naturally sweet and provides necessary energy. As we grow older, our taste preferences expand, and by the time we reach adulthood, we can enjoy a wide variety of flavors, including bitter and spicy ones that we may have disliked as children. Over time, even the number and sensitivity of taste buds can change. As we age, we may lose taste buds, and the ones that remain may become less sensitive. This is one reason why older adults often enjoy spicier or more strongly flavored foods. They need more stimulation to get the same taste experience they had when they were younger. There's also an emotional connection to taste. Certain flavors can evoke memories, comfort, or nostalgia. The smell and taste of a specific dish can bring you back to a childhood moment or remind you of a person or place you love. This emotional dimension makes taste more than just a physical sense. It becomes part of our identity and experience. In modern food science, researchers are now exploring how to manipulate flavor perception. By understanding how taste and smell work together, scientists can create artificial flavorings that mimic natural ones. They're even exploring ways to reduce sugar or salt in food without affecting the perceived taste by enhancing aroma or texture. So while our tongue only detects 5 basic tastes, our full flavor experience is a sophisticated symphony of taste, smell, touch, temperature, and brain interpretation. Every bite of food you eat is a blend of science and sensation. And next time you enjoy a meal, think about what's really happening. Your tongue is detecting basic signals. Your nose is analyzing aromas. Your brain is combining it all and adding a layer of memory and meaning. And that's why food tastes so incredibly complex, even though your tongue alone is only picking up 5 basic signals. We may not be able to taste everything, but our sensory system is perfectly designed to help us find what's nutritious, avoid what's harmful, and enjoy what's delicious. In the end, it's not about how many flavors we can taste it. It's about how beautifully our body turns those few signals into an endless world of flavor.